This is a book review of Gauguin, The Other World by Fabrizio Dori. Now this book was originally in French and was translated by Edward Gauguin. And the book's 2016. I'm not certain if the French copy was out in 2016 as well. However, this is the book and it's been published by the brilliant Self-Made Hero. Love their books, got quite a few now. And they do a great series of Art Masters. This is a part of the Art Masters series. There's some other books. Turn that around slightly better so you can actually see it. So you've got Vincent, Munch, Pablo and Dali. And there's also other ones since, so like Rembrandt. So the book itself, well, the book itself, of course, is about Gauguin. Captures the astonishing life, as it says here, of a globe-trotting sailor, though personally not a vast amount about his globe-trotting sailor work. Also about his stockbroker, not particularly much about that either. There's a little bit about his wife. He was married to a Danish woman, the woman off The Killing. That was in a film, of course, with Donald Sutherland. Completely different from real life, of course. Now, obviously a little bit about her, but not much. The film actually has a lot more about the Danish period and not so much about Tahiti. Now, in this, it is solidly near enough, I would imagine, a good 3/4 Tahiti. There's a bit of time in Paris. Some beautiful artwork all the way through this. I'm just going to show you some examples. There's some examples there of the artwork. And some more examples there. And I think it's just beautiful. I love the pages where there's actually no text at all. Most time you don't need text. You can work it out. You can look at the scene. You can see the picture. You can actually probably learn more from just silent scenes. Him just going through, seeing the world around him. Just beautiful scenes of lovely night skies as well. Lots of beautiful night sky scenes. Obviously all the various gods of Tahiti, Tahitian gods. And obviously his times in the jungle, etc. And it's just a beautiful book all the way through. The colours are just magical. I think absolutely great. Beautifully drawn. Obviously, and also a fearless artist, a flawed human being. Obviously his love, obviously, for art, for women and for himself. And of course it says here, didn't win many admirers during his lifetime, though it does show a few of the artists that he had dealings with. Degas is in here. So you've got, but also inspired a generation of artists to follow, like Picasso, Miro, etc. So this is a really interesting book. And the great thing about these books, I think, is always that it inspires just to go off and learn some more, because of course you learn so much, but it's a certain perspective. Graphic novels, I think, give you a really amazing perspective on an artist. However, you never really get the detail. Obviously you want real detail, you sort of what he was doing on this date, what he was doing on this date, etc., where he was, what paintings he was creating, what that sort of stuff is not really, and it's not really a vast amount about paintings. There's bits where you've got him showing him doing some paintings, but there's not a huge amount about the paintings themselves. So I would imagine that you just go and get a really good biography, and a 1,000-page biography, and it will have a lot more detail than this. But I don't think it captures it in the way that this book sort of brings it. Likewise, a film. To me, it's very similar to film. But also books, graphic novels, of course, have got unique abilities that really can't do in films. So I love this book. Absolutely brilliant. Totally recommended. Lovely way it tells his life in Tahiti. Of course, a little bit, like I say, about Paris. But and it tells it from an unusual perspective as well, the book. So there's a lot of unusual sequences in the book as well. So definitely worth checking out. And this book's got how many pages? I can say 140 odd pages. So you can read it fairly quickly, I think a couple of hours at most. But I think it's a genuinely good story. It inspires to go off and get books on catalogue of his paintings, so you can check those all out. And also there's some essays at the back as well. So there's a bit of detail, background detail. Obviously only 6 or 7 pages, which is fine. Tells you a little bit about his life again. Also a bit about his character. Also about the obviously symbolists, impressions. So obviously more various art forms to go and check out as well. So that's a really good book. So Gauguin, The Other World, totally recommended.